millions of the Hindu faithful are celebrating today. Diwali gives thanks and celebrates the presence of light. It's one of the major religious festivals in Hinduism, Jainism, and Sikhism. And to help us celebrate and learn more about the holiday, I'm joined right now by husband and wife, Keval Amin and Dr. Janki Patel.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for being with me this morning and
Absolutely.
us this morning.
Yeah,
Thanks for having us.
This is such a beautiful display. Can you talk to me about the significance of light in the Diwali celebrations?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think in order to kind of go through that, we have to understand what Diwali is.
Right.
So Diwali is a 5-day celebration. As you said, it's celebrated by Hindus, Jains, and Sikhs all over the world. And Diwali, the actual word, Divo, is the root word of Diwali, and Divo means light. And so as you mentioned, it really is the festival of light. But the significance of light is obviously as we light up these divas or these candles, we're also taking time to reflect inward and to look at that light within ourselves and to really just understand how to foster it for the year to come, because Diwali is also the celebration of the new year to come.
So it's very joyful.
Very joyful, yeah.
And very positive.
Absolutely,
Yes,
yeah.
So, Keval, can you tell me about, or either of you, tell me about the significance of some of these beautiful items we have here on this table?
Yeah, for sure. So right now what you see are 4 dishes of different kinds of sweets. But this is just a small, I would say, display of the food that we would offer to the sacred images of God at the Mandir. In fact, on the New Year Day, we celebrate a mountain of food, literally. It's called Ankut, which translates to mountain of food. And there's thousands of Indian vegetarian dishes and delicacies created by volunteers, and we offer it to ring in the new year and close out the previous year.
And you are both volunteers, correct?
Correct.
At the BAPS Mandir temple in Bartlett,
Correct,
right?
yeah.
That's correct,
Which
yeah.
I was saying to you earlier, I've been to, and
Yeah.
it's just beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is beautiful. So what would you say the most significant part or offering or moment of the Diwali celebration is?
Yeah, so for me, it's definitely the fireworks show. Tomorrow, in fact, we're hosting the fireworks show at the Mandir. It's going to be at 7 p.m. At the BAPS Swaminarayan Mandir in Bartlett, Illinois, and it's going to be a grand festival celebrating Diwali with the fireworks show. But then the next day, we're going to have the New Year, which is the Ankut and the mountain of food I was talking about. So in that day, many different volunteers come prepared with food items to offer, and there's going to be a lot of people there with food, people dressed up and celebrating, again, the Festival of Light in general.
So, when I was at the temple, I remember feeling that it was very, beautiful and inclusive. Is this a holiday where you also welcome people who might not who might not celebrate Diwali themselves, but want to take part in this celebration?
Yeah, absolutely, and thanks for asking that. So the celebration is open to all visitors, regardless of their background. And our mandir in general is open to all visitors, not just for Diwali time, but year round. Because I think the sentiment of Diwali, that festival of lights, or fostering that inner light, while it is celebrated by Hindus, Sikhs, and Jains, it's a concept that anybody can adapt. It's a time to reflect, it's a time to think about how we can improve ourselves for the year to come. So that concept is something that's universal.
What about the significance? So I keep thinking I'm gonna knock this dish over, so I'm gonna move it a little bit.
It's all yours.
So, tell me about the significant. Why sweets per se, as opposed to savories?
Right. So if you were to come to our celebration on Saturday, you'd actually see all food items, not just sweets. Sweets is just kind of what we brought here because everybody loves sweets. But at our festival on Saturday, you'll see all vegetarian dishes of all, even American dishes, desserts, cupcakes, things like that. But more savory foods as well.
So you talked about the fireworks show,
Right.
that you find to be just lovely and one of your favorites. Though, what's your favorite?
That's a great question. I think just being able to spend time with friends and family. It's a holiday at the root, and so like all holidays, it's a time to come together with your friends and family, with your loved ones, and just celebrate what you really believe to be your purpose and that light within.
And finally, tell me a little bit about these. I don't want to say the wrong thing. These figurines.
Yeah.
These. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. So what we see in front of us today are sacred images, and so we in Hinduism have this concept of murti puja, which essentially means that we believe God physically resides in these murtis and accepts our worship. And so here we see a couple of the sacred images, but at the mandir, you'd see more of them. And so, we'd be offering them food and really partaking in Diwali in that way.
Now, is it okay to say Happy Diwali?
Absolutely.
Of course, yeah.
Happy Diwali to you.
Dana. Yeah.
Thank you, Dr. Janki Patel and Keval Amin. Thank you so much for sharing your, your beautiful culture and the celebration and the holiday with me and explaining it to all of us. We really appreciate it.
And thank you for having us. Happy Diwali.
Happy Diwali to everyone.